Eating outside home and on trips. Eating planned meals at home is much easier, but what about eating out or on a trip? This proves to be a big issue for many. That's why we'll go over this topic in this chapter. We will attempt to answer the following questions: what to eat and how to prepare for eating out, what to eat while traveling, the best way to eat in a restaurant, what to eat while working. The first principle you should learn applies to almost every eating challenge. Be as prepared as possible in every situation. As long as you are proactive, you aren't just reacting. Whether you're going on a business trip, a vacation, or to eat at a restaurant, the more you know about your options and plan ahead of time, the better the outcome. Of course, it takes some effort at first, but it becomes much easier as you develop the habit. For instance, a health-conscious person never begins a workday or a work week without planning his or her meals for the coming week. You don't want to be making a decision while on the diner's counter. The same is true for any situation you might find yourself in outside of your home. For example, you should always know what kind of food they serve before you eat at a restaurant. Because the majority of us work, we want you to plan your work week meals ahead of time. If you want to save time and energy, prepare your meals ahead of time and store them in lunch boxes in the fridge. Consider it an investment in your health, not a tedious chore. At the same time, because you have a healthy meal with you, you will avoid unnecessary temptations. If your workplace has a good cafeteria or other place to eat on a workday, go ahead and eat there. But be prepared. Plan ahead. You can prepare for a week or a day ahead, whatever works best for you, as long as you are proactive rather than reactive. Next up, eating while traveling. This is a difficult one for many of us because it is more difficult to plan ahead. Everything is determined by the nature of the trip. For example, if you are traveling by car, you can stop at gas stations and choose from the options available. Traveling by plane or train has fewer options. There are always some good alternatives. The main principle is to eat natural foods rather than processed foods. If you have a choice between buying a hot dog or a salad or a chocolate bar or an apple, go with the latter. The second principle is to include a high-quality protein source in every meal, whether it's a takeout meal, a snack from a gas station, or a meal from a restaurant cart. When getting a salad from a salad bar, add some boiled eggs and tuna with your veggies. On trips, there is rarely an excuse to eat an unhealthy meal. Of course, there are times when your options are limited. For example, on a long car trip when there isn't much civilization around. These are the times when protein bars, nuts and seeds, various fruits, canned fish and meat, and other high-quality snacks come in handy. And also, don't forget a good beverage. But what should you do if you find yourself ordering food in a restaurant or other type of food establishment? The majority of the principles are similar to those mentioned previously. First and foremost, you need a good protein source in your meal. This should be your first priority. Choose fish. You can't go wrong with fish or poultry. Pork or steak from time to time is okay, as long as the meat is not processed, for example, sausages. The next step is to load your plate with vegetables and salads. And we don't consider potatoes or fries to be vegetables. Many restaurants have them as a default option, but you won't be kicked out if you order vegetables instead of fries. If you have the option, you can add an excellent fat source to your salad, such as seeds or extra virgin olive oil, but you don't have to. The third step is to include high-quality carbohydrate sources. A serving of brown rice or whole grain bread could be a healthy option when dining out. Finally, get a good beverage. If possible, go with cold, smooth mineral water that goes with everything, is refreshing, and tastes good. You should keep those guidelines in mind when dining somewhere other than your home. One thing to keep in mind: the better you're planning, the better the results will be. Make proactive thinking a priority and a new habit. After a while, you'll be surprised at how much your life has changed. And of course, so has your reflection in the mirror.